As you can see, I am undoing 5 torque 25 bolts. There are 5 on each side, and then there'll be 2 on the back bumper. I'm very sorry, I did this in hyperlapse. As you can see, there are 2 8mm bolts either side along this bottom. You need to remove these 4 bolts. Then once these 4 bolts are removed, you will be able to remove the bumper. As you can see, I've now removed the 4 bolts which is holding the bumper on near the exhaust at the bottom. As you will see in a second, you have to do the fog light connection, which is in the right hand side. It's a bit fiddly to remove, but it just clips out. Then once that is disconnected, the bumper will come away. As you can see, I'd always advise to put a blanket or a towel. As you can see, I've put a towel so it don't scratch the bumper. Well, as you can see, the bumper's all off now. Put some sort of road towels down so you don't mark the bumper. Then what we do need to do in a second is cut a piece out here, but I'll come back to that in a second. First, we need to take off this sort of a cross bar, and you don't need to replace it. You may be thinking why I do not have to replace this crossbar. The reason why, because the tow bar acts as a crossbar instead of this. So that is the reason why this do not to be reinstalled. Here you see me under this bracket. This holds the heat shield up, and then I will be undoing the exhaust bracket so we can lower the exhaust, as we need to do this to get hands up in the little gap to fit the tow bar brackets. As you can see, I'm just going to be putting something underneath the exhaust, so when I undo the exhaust bracket it just supports the exhaust, but in all fairness the exhaust didn't really touch it, so there was no need to really put this underneath the exhaust. Okay, then what I've done here, I've just undone these exhaust bolt, because you need to get your hands up in here to fit the brackets in here. Okay, so as you can see on the diagram XC60 we need these front holes according to the diagram. As you can see, I'm applying copper slip grease. To be honest, put as much as you want because it won't do no harm, and it's always good when you need to take anything apart that the bolt's not seized, so slap it on. This is the reason why you need to lower the exhaust. As you can see, your hands has to go up in a little gap near the exhaust. You can probably do it without dropping the exhaust, but it's much easier to give you a little bit more room for, well, for my fat hands. As you can see here, I'm having to go to fit the main part of the tow bar. This was pretty awkward on your own because it's surprising how heavy this one piece is when you're trying to slide a bolt in and hold it with the other end. It can be a bit awkward. If you're enjoying the content, please feel free to drop me a like, a comment, and maybe a subscribe, because this will help my channel to reach further for people like yourselves who are interested in this kind of content, and hopefully I can give some valuable information. Here you can see that I am refitting the exhaust bolt to hold the exhaust up. I don't know if any of you who are watching this are into pressure washing, or do you have a trailer set up, a van set up? Maybe drop me a comments and let me know. Here you see me removing the main part of the tow bar. You may be asking why I am removing it. So this is because I need to put the heat shield brackets back on. And no, I did not forget. The reason why I put the tow bar on, so I can tighten the bolts up, and I will know that the tow bar will fit. Because if you don't put that main tow part on and tighten the bolts up, you might have mega problems trying to get that main tow bar part in. So that is the reason why I fitted it, tightened all the bolts up on the car, then took it back off again so I can get access to these bolts. You can do it with it on, but it's really fiddly. I'd rather just take it off, and that is the reason why I removed the main tow bar part. If you see in a minute, I'll be reinstalling it again. Here we go again, take two. Well, at least I know how it all goes on, and hopefully I'll be quicker than the first time. Here you can see me cutting the square out of my rear bumper. How I did this, as you can see, I put 2 pilot's hole in the corners, and then I used a hacksaw to hacksaw up both sides. Then when I got to the corner, I took the blade out so I can go along nice and neat, and then put the blade back in the hacksaw and cut diagonally across. You'll see in a second. So then I can then continue cutting across the straight edge along the top. Well, there you go, the 2 bars on. Just got to fit the bumper. Cable goes through there. Again. Right then, I've done it all. It's on. As you can see, I've had some nice English weather, wet, turning around. So literally, when you refit the bumper, it's the same as you take it off. So just go backwards in the sort of steps. There you go. Day part all fitted. I've not done the electrics because this was a second-hand Towbar. I paid, I think it was £40, but they actually sort of cut the sort of a cable before it went to the relay, so I need to get the relay for the electrics. I'll do a separate one for the electrics. That'll be called part 2. Okay, so bit different from a normal cleaning, but the idea is I'm going to get a trailer so my jet wash system can be all set up in the trailer, so I can just literally tow it to the job, pull the hoses out, because at the moment I'm sort of doing this between my full-time job. Hopefully in time do this full-time, but for the meantime I've got my trusty Volvo. Soon to be a trailer with my jet washing. If you haven't liked and subscribed, hit that like and subscribe for more videos. Bye for now. Bye.